Alrighty, just check the chat and bring Kelsey in here.
Hello.
Hi, beautiful. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm great too, doing so well. Had
Yeah,
so many activations today and just so much beautiful energy coming in. So I'm really excited to speak with you this afternoon. Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
I was popping in a little bit here and there, and it looked like there was some really great things that were
Oh,
being talked about.
yes, amazing. I'm so pleased you could pop in a little bit and catch bits here and there. Amazing. So yeah, welcoming Kelsey Harte, Holistic Heart Healing is the name of the whole entirety of your offerings. And I love the heart with your last name as well in there. Love the play on words. So intuitive healer and holistic nutritionist. So really honoring you and so grateful that you could come in today and speak to us about this really important part of like honoring our body, and honoring listening to the body and really listening to what it's trying to say to us through the foods that we need, how much water we need, how much rest we really need, right? So I feel like this is a perfect way to kind of bring the summit to a close, because it's our physical body that we live in on the earth, and this is what we really need to look after. So if we are doing this work of channeling, which can be on our energetic system and on our body quite heavy, even though it's this light energy we're bringing in, if we're not getting this release happening. So yeah, excited to bring this in.
Yeah.
So how have you found your way back into feeling more in tune with your body? Was there a time where you were so disconnected, and can you speak to that? How this all came about? Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
First of all, I would like to just say I do think like I love the whole holistic model of health,
Yeah.
and like everything is interconnected. So
Mm,
you said like the channeling aspect, if we're like highly spiritual, we also
mm,
do need to support ourselves physically because it all is like interconnected and it all relates
mm,
together.
mm.
Um, but yeah, I began my journey. I was very much well, I was kind of like sick when I was age 4. I was diagnosed with asthma,
Okay.
and I hadn't really realized that I had chronic illness, but I wasn't until 2018 that I realized that I was like burning myself out.
Mm,
So I had chronic illness my whole entire life, and then on top of that, I was excuse me. On top of that, I was doing activities that were very much in like that masculine way of society and doing life.
mm,
And I was striving to like create, I thought that that was the way to be whole and healthy, was to do that. And I ended up burning myself out.
yeah.
Um, yeah, and
Mm,
it was pretty gnarly. I went through a lot during that
mm.
time.
Yeah, wow. I think a lot of us can relate to that burnout period that we get from just go, 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 and that is that masculine programming of like continuing to try and achieve different things, right? Did you
Yeah.
feel like that was a part of it as well? Yeah.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
huge part of like Western society,
Mm,
um, is just the nature of our culture and the way that humans have decided to like
mm,
um, have, society just keep going, 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 pushing, pushing, pushing.
mm.
And it really creates that burnout. And that's why it's important to bring in like the flip side of that for balance, is what I believe.
Yeah, balance is so important. So important,
Mhm.
right? So can you explain what a medical medium is? Like what does this term mean? Yeah.
Yeah, so some people get it confused. They think I'm a medical medium. I
Mm,
am I am very connected to my intuition, and I'm more of like a medical intuitive in training right now.
mm,
Um, but what the medical medium term is, it's
mm,
actually created by a man named Anthony William, and
mm,
he's the author of, I think it's 8 books now,
mm.
but he's created a series of books under Hay House
Wow.
Publishing. And what happens is he shares his information that is
Mm,
channeled through spirit of compassion. So he hears spirit audibly in his ear. And he
mm,
said that he's been hearing it since he was a young child. And then he shares this information from spirit of compassion into his books. And then people are able to just use that to heal chronic health symptoms naturally.
yeah,
And
wow.
that's what I've been doing for the past 4 years, a little over 4 years, and it has helped me tremendously. So
Mm,
there's like a really big following for a medical medium right now. Um,
interesting.
and yeah.
Yeah. So do you feel like you're using a lot of the techniques to heal yourself, but then are you using them also with your clients that come to you? Like this is like a way of teaching that he's brought forward. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. There's a lot of practitioners who are using the
Mm,
medical medium information and applying it, is usually
mm,
what they say. He had a list of healing ambassadors when he first got started, but
mm,
I think that there's still some there, but it's not as like connected to
mm,
a medical medium per se. But
mm,
there are just a lot of practitioners in the world that are really like they really understand the
mm,
medical medium model, and they've healed with it themselves, and they've seen like profound transformation for people with chronic illness. And I
mm,
should share that, like, even though the focus is chronic illness, it really, really relates to spirituality as well. Like I was mentioning before, the whole holistic model,
mm,
um, are the way that I see it is like when we're in a state of chronic illness and disease,
mm,
that is, you can kind of picture it as like energy. And that's kind of like the darkness, the dark energy is being able to manifest within us.
mm,
Um, a lot of it, the that the medical medium talks about, it comes from society, and actually there's like a classified medical system that wants to profit off of us humans. It's kind of like I always talk about the matrix. I love that
mm,
idea of spirituality where, there's like a dark force on society that's
mm,
trying to control us. And so, what the medical medium information does, because it comes from spirit of compassion, which is basically connected to the higher power,
mm,
whatever we call that, we have different names for it, but I like to say God. And so the information comes from above, it comes from God. And that information is helps us to like shed all of this darkness so that we can return to our light.
mm,
So it's like it's a little bit bigger picture rather than just like healing chronic illness. It's like returning to our spiritual light
yeah.
within,
Yeah.
clearing out our body so that we can really get in touch with our soul and our higher self.
Mm,
And that's been a big part of my own personal journey, was like the
yeah.
spiritual aspect of everything.
Yeah. How did that come about for you? Like, has it been a journey from a while ago, or when did that come through for you? That portion of your healing. Yeah.
It came pretty quickly after I started medical medium, actually. Like I started to transition my nutrition,
Mm,
and I focused on eating plant-based vegan. So it
mm,
was just like eating all of these healing plants and herbs and really focused on that. And then I also remember, oh, I should say the first time that I read a medical medium book, that's when
mm,
things really like flipped for me.
mm,
Um, he talks about um, the power of God in the book.
mm,
And The power of working with angels. There's 21 essential angels that he mentions.
Mm,
And I remember reading those chapters. It was like the last chapter of the book. And it just like really impacted me really profoundly, where I had never really felt connected to God before. And then all of a sudden I read these words and I was just like super impacted. And I even cried. And
mm,
like, I went through my
mm,
process on all of that. And
mm,
and then it was shortly after that, like things just naturally opened up for me.
wow.
Like as my chronic health symptoms healed, I kept feeling more inspired to connect with like the angels and with God, and starting to learn about metaphysical things, and it
Mm,
just really skyrocketed from there. I also met an energy healer who just kind of came along my path and really
mm,
um, worked with me one on one. He did it for free too. He
wow.
worked with me for free and just really transformed the way that I saw the world. And then I started to
Wow.
understand the world of energy, and
Yeah.
changed
Wow.
me forever.
Yeah, how incredible. And so do you have like did you feel like you had to do a lot of retraining of your mind as well with the monkey mind and a lot of like that negative programming within yourself that you worked through? Do you feel like
Absolutely.
the food that you ate made it worse at times as well? Like how your whole body feels and then also your mental clarity? Like,
That's a
yeah.
great question.
Mhm.
Um, still feel like, to be quite honest, I still deal with the monkey mind. Like
Mhm.
I started to realize how deeply programmed by society I've been. And I've been realizing recently that like 4 years isn't enough to really like retrain the neural pathways. Maybe if I had put more emphasis on that component of
Mm,
healing, I would be further. But I was really, really just focused on following my own intuition about things, what felt right. And for me, it's been more about making sure my nutrition is on point, because that
mm,
affects me like
mm,
so much. If I fall off of that, I feel like crap. So
yeah.
most of my energy has gone there.
Mm,
Um,
yeah.
yeah.
So, what do you feel like a golden nugget of wisdom in nutrition that gets overlooked? Like, what do you feel like in terms of like it gets overlooked that's quite important? Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a good question too. Well, I may shock some people to say that I personally believe that needing protein is a myth. I
Mm,
think that that was one of the first key things that I learned when I was, taking on this whole new lifestyle for healing.
mm,
I was programmed into thinking that, in the fitness industry, that eating high animal protein is
mm,
really healthy. Um, and then I found out that that was a myth,
mm,
and through the medical medium information,
mm.
and I started to learn that actually what the body needs to thrive is glucose,
Oh,
natural glucose. Yeah.
okay. Oh, wow.
Yeah, so that would look like, basically natural fruit sugars.
Mm, mm,
Is There's a few different components that the body, like, really needs to thrive, but I would say glucose is, like, the number 1 most important.
yeah. Wow. So do you mostly eat fruit based? Do you do lots of juicing and
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So, I mean, I'm human. I've been through my own struggles, this past year. Like, emotional eating is such a huge factor for like
Mm,
almost every single human on this earth.
mm,
And so I think the first 3 years that I was healing with this information, I was just like to the T. I was juicing celery juice a lot.
mm,
Yeah, eating high fruit. And then I kind of fell off this past year. I stuck to the basics, but I allowed myself to explore with like more processed vegan foods. And then
Mm,
I actually found out that I was like making myself sick again. So I had to
right.
really come into listening to my body,
Mm,
and I've come back around to focusing on the fruits.
mm,
Smoothies, fruit smoothies a lot. Also, potatoes are a really good source of glucose. Cooked potatoes, sweet potatoes,
mm.
and yeah.
Yeah, amazing. And so I went through my own kind of journey of not listening to my body and and being really unwell and doing about 2 years of different elimination diets and getting really sick, trying to release and I think a lot of it was stuck emotions as well, like doing the shadow work at the same time, like what you were saying earlier, like when the shadow work, the fear portal, all these different things that have been brought up today, we like hold on to that in our body, right? We understand that, but it's like you do the energetic process, but then you got to also feed your physical vessel the right nutrients. And do you like test yourself, like how do you do like body testing to know what's working, or do you intuitively ask, like how does that feel for you when you
Yeah, I've I've generally just really been learning how to tap into my own intuition
mm,
since I started opening up spiritually, and just like, being in that metaphysical space and having that passion. It's a lot of it is like returning to our own sovereignty and our own power, and
mm,
understanding that we have the power to be intuitive and psychic, and to pick up on energies, and to
mm,
to read, and we can use our clair senses.
mm,
um and so I've just been generally learning about that, and practicing, and
mm,
experiencing that. And so now my intuition is pretty strong, where I can just naturally, it just comes to me. I'd say more claircognizance, probably in my mind, mixed with
mm,
clairvoyance, and
mm,
clairsentience is like, oh, and definitely clairsentience. A lot of that is like that gut feeling I can get,
mm,
um, and kind of just checking in with my body, like, how does that feel? For
mm,
instance, if I eat a certain meal, how do I feel after I eat that meal?
mm.
Um, Starting to just really get mindful within my body, and I can usually pick up on that pretty quickly.
Yeah, I noticed for me, if I think about eating a certain thing, yeah, my body totally reacts. It's just like, do not eat that.
Yeah.
Do not eat
You
that.
know what I started doing too that's really fun, that, I suggest others to try, is like, so before you if you need to decide to do something, just ask yourself really quick, like, should I eat this? And see what comes up in your body. Like, you can usually feel if it's a yes or a no.
Yeah.
And I've been doing that recently, and it actually really works.
That's good. That's good. Definitely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing. And so when you work with clients, is it mostly, do you work in person or online, or do you do like a group sessions that you have? How do you work with your clients?
I work online, so I do
Mm,
sessions online.
mm,
One-on-one, I have a program called Freedom from Illness Starter Pack. And so that gets people healing with the medical medium information,
mm,
really similar to how I started out with like, I had a whole protocol of like fruits and foods to focus on.
mm.
So I like to do that with and help other people that way.
Yeah.
And of course, there's other projects in the work, but
Yes.
nothing's solidified quite yet.
Yeah. Sana is saying in the chat that she used to be scared of eating fruit. And then, yeah, but
Mm.
have you started eating more fruit now, Sana? You can come off mute if you want. Yeah.
Hi.
Yeah. Mm.
Hi.
Mm.
Yeah, I remember I used to be very scared of eating fruits because I always feel like subconscious in my body, and I didn't want to gain weight. So I quit all the fruits, but I love fruits. So when I learned about medical medium, and he was talking about actually fruits are very healthy and are very important for us, I started adding fruits to my diet, and I lost weight, and I was just feeling very happy, and my body feels happier. So yeah, let's not be scared of fruits and
Yeah.
gaining weight, because that's totally a lie, for
Mm.
sure.
Mm.
And then
Well,
I actually did um, the high fat diet,
yeah.
and I gained more weight, and I got sick, and that's
Mm.
why I started following a medical medium, because one of my friends recommended me to listen to him, and I was
Mm.
like, I was very desperate at that time, so I
Mm.
chose to follow the advices that he gives, so, and it really helped me a lot, for sure.
Mm.
Yeah, the
Amazing.
keto diet is a really common high fat diet. I actually was very similar in my story because I was in the fitness world and doing, I was trying keto because everybody was talking about the power of keto to heal symptoms, and high fat, high animal protein. Um, and I was getting sicker. I just kept getting sicker, sicker. And then I got at the peak of my sickness with like nasty brain fog, fatigue. Like after I ate food, I would have to take a nap. It was like I was not living at all. And then that's when I learned about medical medium, was right after that. And then I was like, yes, this feels right.
Feels more
Mhm.
aligned for you. Amazing.
Yeah.
Do you feel like the body type diet type thing is accurate, like your blood type or your body type? Because different people assimilate and process food differently, maybe based on their genealogy or their blood type. Like, do you feel like
Yeah.
you incorporate that in as well, or what do you think?
Well, I actually studied functional nutrition in a program. So I learned about all these different types of diets, and I respect them for sure. So I've done a lot of internal work within myself around trying to understand if medical medium is like the end all be all way of healing for everyone.
Mm,
And I have come to realize like I can't say that. I can't claim that.
mm,
Um I don't think that any one person knows what is good for everybody, you know? Like each person kind of has their own, they're in their own chapter of life. They're experiencing what they need to experience right now. So
mm,
um, if somebody was trying that type of diet and it worked for them, then I think that they should continue that if that feels right within their intuition.
mm,
I would say that I'm not necessarily like against, you know, one thing or the other.
mm.
Um,
Yeah.
but in terms of like working with me, that's not something that I would go down the path with somebody with. There's other specialists for that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and you have like your niche, right? And what you're passionate about, and that's where it works with your clients, and that's where you find your
Yeah.
clients that are in line with what you are teaching and sharing from your own experience. So that's yeah, the whole point of expanding this community and having the overlapping communities with the different speakers so that we can kind of
Yeah.
share far and wide like different people's point of view and different people's story, because I mean, that is the best way to connect with someone who is like 10 steps ahead of you on the path of healing themselves or understanding what they've been through to be able to communicate it. Right. So, yes, amazing you're
Yeah.
bringing that through. And
Yeah.
do you incorporate like the drops? Homeopathic.
Homeopathy.
Yeah, I can never say that one. Yeah. Yeah.
um Personally, I don't. I
Yeah.
stick with
Mm.
tinctures. I do a lot of
Mm.
herbal
Oh,
tinctures.
beautiful. Hmm.
But the homeopathy, I didn't really get into myself. I remember going to a store that had some of them, and they had lactose in them, and I am vegan, so I don't
Yeah.
do lactose, so I couldn't take them, and then I just kind of didn't
Mm.
continue to try them there. But
Yeah.
have you ever tried that yourself?
Many years ago when I was younger and just experimenting with like different, but I do prefer tinctures now. Do you make your own tinctures as well, or is that
That
something
would be
you
super cool if I
Yeah,
did, but I'm
yeah,
not there right
yeah,
now.
yeah, yeah.
The dream, the vision I have is to live out in nature in a tiny house and then grow my own food and herbs, and that's my vision. But right now I'm in the city lifestyle, so I have to
Yeah,
kind of wait for that. But
yeah.
um,
Pulling that
it
in.
is, yeah, it is fun to,
Yeah.
create things with herbs. It's
Mm,
so healing to do that.
yeah, incredible. Nice. Um, and so anyone struggling with chronic illness, like what would be like when you're in that within your body and there's so much pain going on in all areas, like what would be like the first thing that you would recommend someone to do? Like drink more water or eliminate sugar, or what would be like the go here
Yeah.
first?
It really depends on the person because everybody's different.
Mm,
Of course, you really want to get those foundational health
mm,
pieces in order first, like you just mentioned.
mm,
That would be the first place is like work on your hydration, your
mm,
daily hydration, your sleep. Make sure you're getting adequate sleep every night,
mm,
and take out junk food. A
mm,
lot of people like to go to fast food. I would say just get that crap out of your life. That's
mm,
not helpful at all.
mm,
Tackle those things first. And then it's like getting into a healthy lifestyle
mm,
and nutrition plan. It's a step-by-step thing. So definitely like start small,
mm,
work on something, master it, and then go to the next piece. I
mm,
think that's actually really, really important. And a lot of people, when they first like see this information, they get really excited. I did. I went from like 0 to 100 real quick, and I regret
mm,
that now. From
mm,
what I know, is like I should have taken it slower and more gradual. But
yeah.
another piece of information I would say is start experimenting eating more fruits and vegetables. Like
Mm,
bring those incorporate that into your diet and just kind of be mindful about the energy that you feel with them. I
mm,
think you can start to build that relationship and feel like the nourishing
mm,
energy from these foods. And that helps, inspire you to stick with it.
mm. Yeah. Do you grow a lot of your own foods at home? Oh, you're in the city at the moment. You got a little,
Yeah, I
yeah,
don't. I
yeah.
have like, the occasional basil plant that
Mm,
they sell at the grocery store. I'll buy that. But
mm,
yeah, nothing major
yeah,
right now.
yeah. And so, do you do a lot of meditation and stuff yourself? Like, do you feel like doing do you do visualizations and things like that with your clients as well?
Um, I don't necessarily do that with clients
Mm,
right now.
mm,
That's kind of more of a work in progress thing, but I
mm,
am a huge proponent of meditation.
yeah.
Um, I began my own healing journey, or I wouldn't say my healing journey. I got into all of this stuff around mindfulness. I remember I went to a mindfulness meditation group, and it changed my life, and it started getting me interested in holistic health in the first place.
Mm,
Um, so I definitely promote that with people, but what I do with people in my one-on-one sessions is more like talking back and forth, a
mm,
lot of listening too, because I know people really need to be
mm.
able to express themselves to
Yeah.
healers.
Just to feel heard, right? To hold space for someone that's really struggling is really important.
Yeah.
Especially with like listening to your body, and this is that masculine aspect of being up in our heads so much as well, right? We forget about our
Yes.
bodies.
Mm,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Have you found that moving out of like the gym world and more into this like fruit juicing vegan, like has there been like a shift with the feminine energy that you feel inside? Was the gym world very masculine? Like was there like quite a dynamic change that you noticed with that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Part of my programming, like before I found medical medium, was about fitness and, being a woman and feeling like my worth was in my physical appearance
Mm,
and looking sexy and attractive.
mm,
I know you kind of touched on the patriarchal system, but I was so brainwashed by it.
mm,
Um, and then I was like thinking that I wanted to be um, super fit and look good, and then that's when I was burning myself. That's when I burnt myself out, and it's not sustainable,
mm,
especially for like I'm a sensitive, highly sensitive empath.
mm,
I'm a very like gentle, fragile person, and so
mm,
like my energy is very fragile,
mm,
and that was just I always use this analogy, it's like fitting a square peg in a round hole, like it just doesn't work.
mm,
And I was trying to force that upon myself, and then I burnt out, and by like I just but a miracle, I would say, like I learned about the medical medium way of healing and
mm,
really just flew into healing naturally, connecting with a higher power. Um And then also part of medical medium talks about like not over exercising so that you can recover from chronic illness
mm,
and allowing yourself to rest, which
mm,
I think is a huge part of that feminine energy.
mm,
And so I really went from like I flipped 180, honestly. I went from like heavy masculine to like heavy feminine, and I just was like, oh, like I can't push myself anymore. So I spent like 3 years doing the opposite and just going into nature all the time and
yeah.
just resting and allowing
Mm,
just just stopping and pausing life almost.
and
So
bringing, yeah.
now I'm in a stage of finding my balance within both of them
Mm,
and connecting them together.
yeah, it's beautiful. I love that awareness around, yeah, having both as well. But when you've been in one extreme for so long, to recharge, yeah, going the other extreme for a while is, yeah, and just
Yeah.
basking in it and relaxing in it. Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah.
actually I work with a trauma therapist.
Yeah.
That's another part of my journey has been healing trauma, but there's a term for it. It's called pendulation when
Oh,
you're like in one extreme that you just go to the other for a while and then it will start to kind of naturally
okay.
balance just like yeah.
Yeah. Jay says, I'm coming out of a 7-year winter season. Wow, that's a
I get that.
processing. Yeah. The 7 is the turnaround time, right? That
Yeah.
year transition. Yeah. Yeah.
There's definitely power in numbers and
Mm,
numerology. That's
yeah,
really 7 is a
definitely.
powerful spiritual number.
Very much is. And so do you feel like when we are so um like we've overdone our system with so much junk food and processed food, do you feel like fasting has a place in just like rebalancing the system? Like what are your views on that for like the energetic health of the body and yeah.
I would say with a weakened body system, if
Mm,
somebody has chronic health symptoms, fasting isn't recommended
okay.
just because it can be really hard on the organs in the body, specifically the adrenal glands.
Mm,
So it can cause those adrenal glands when you're not getting fuel from your food,
mm,
then it makes your body have to use extra reserves to keep you energized to function.
mm,
So that's going to be, taxing on those organs. And so it's not recommended for that. It's probably better to do that kind of thing when you're at the other end of healing, when you're closer to like being fully healed of all of your symptoms.
Okay, that's really great to know. So that is like, it's like the end point of the journey when you can do that to because I've been doing that recently, so I was interested to know as well, because I feel like I'm a bit clearer in my thinking now, and my body is just kind of like functioning a bit more effectively. But my chronic illness was probably like 12-13 years ago now, so it's like I've come quite a long way with a lot of the healing, and this has only been since the beginning of the year now. So yeah, I was just interested to know. But yeah, so if you're in the chronic stage, don't do the fasting. That's when you're like,
and also be mindful about if you do feel good when you're doing it. There's actually a physiological reason, is because your adrenal glands are pumping out more adrenaline. So adrenaline acts as a steroid. It has that effect to like make us feel better in the moment, but then it taxes our body in the long run. So I guess the most important piece would be make sure your adrenal glands are strong. Like the more strong your adrenal glands are specifically, the more you'd be able to handle it. So maybe you have really strong adrenal glands.
Yeah. And so what is that? What do we do for our adrenal glands? Is that like hydration, or is that particular foods for with that adrenal health?
Yeah, I think one of the most interesting pieces and helpful pieces that I learned from Medical Medium was about adrenal snacks. And so pretty much anybody who has severe chronic illness is going to have weakened adrenals. That just goes hand in hand, because if you have an illness, your body is in kind of like an extra stress state, trying to heal. And so it's really good to just support those adrenals with the glucose. Specifically, I would say for somebody just starting off with all of this information, like maybe wait to do this piece down the road when you're ready. Like don't overwhelm yourself. But when you're a little bit further down the road, you can focus on adrenal snacks, which are natural glucose source. So it'd be eating like let me think hold on just a sec. So it'd be a natural glucose source, mineral salt source, and a potassium source, a natural one. So that would be an example would be dates for natural sugar glucose, apples for natural potassium, and then celery sticks for natural mineral salts. And when you eat that in combination, that is like the best way you can support your adrenal glands, your energy, your body, your liver, all of your organs, and your brain even. Like it's the best fuel. Yeah.
I'm totally getting into that, because I love apples. I eat apples all the time. I do eat celery every now and again. But dates, I do have some upstairs, but you're saying to have them in the same like meal, like eat them and chew them together, and then those together will support your adrenals.
You don't, I mean, you can, I don't know how specific we're getting, but you don't have to like eat all of them in the same bite, but you can like have like a little bowl of your snacks and just munch on it, and usually eat till you feel full and satisfied.
I'm gonna try. And it's adrenal snacks. And how often do you recommend doing that? Is that like a daily thing, just to have a little snack of that, or a couple of times a week is good for that health?
I think that the best way to eat is to do that every single day and to eat that as much as possible. But let's be honest, like that can be a little bit challenging. So just as often as possible. I've been on my own journey with that, where it's like when I first started eating them, I'm like, oh, this is so luxurious and I love eating these foods. But then I got a little burnt out because it's, just so simple. So you just got to do the best you can. But don't be afraid to eat it like every single day. It's
Mm,
really good for your health, top of the line.
yeah, amazing. So how can people find you if they want to work with you? What's the best way that people can connect?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I have a Facebook group called Deep Healing Naturally Heal Chronic Illness for Good.
Mm,
And so people can connect with me and join that group. It's free. I would love to have everybody join there.
mm,
Um, you can send me a message on Facebook. I usually connect with people that way. So my name on Facebook is Kelsey J. That's my middle initial, and then Harte, Harte. And then
amazing.
also on Instagram, I'm Holistic Heart Healing,
Mm,
and the heart is Harte, like my last name.
amazing. And do you have anything exciting you're working on coming up that you're putting out to the world?
Yeah, I
Yes.
mentioned it a little earlier, but I do have spots available for a discovery call, 30 minutes for a free discovery call with me, and we can talk about working together in my program, Freedom from Illness Starter Pack, which is basically um, it's a 3-week program, and I go through their health history with them and
Mhm.
get them situated with a protocol for nutrition and basically all of the medical medium information. I write a whole write up for people, and then I help them implement it for the next 2 weeks. And
Amazing.
so that's why it's a quick starter pack for medical medium healing.
Amazing. Incredible. Incredible.
Oh, and
Yeah.
sorry, 25% off for members if you use the code Ignite Your Magic,
Yeah.
then I will honor that. Yeah.
Yeah. Fantastic. Thank you. Oh, Sun is saying your skin looks so bright, Kelsey. So yeah, it's that.
I
Like,
got some sunshine. I got a little roasted the other day because
oh,
it's spring here, so we're finally getting sunshine, and I went
yeah.
in
Yeah.
too long.
All good. So Sana has asked if you can please share the info here. I will send an email out, Sana, which has everyone's way to connect and what the offer is. So I will make sure that you're included in that. And so you can get all that information to connect with Kelsey. Yes. Well, thank you so much for coming in today and sharing all that information. It's very helpful. Yeah, like I say, to ground us back in our bodies after doing a lot of light language, if you caught some of the light language and the higher stuff we did, but to like bring it back to our vessel that we've chosen to be here on the earth with, and to make sure that we're honoring that and listening to it and feeding it what it needs so that we can function effectively and do what we want in life. So thank you for bringing that in for us.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks for having me. It's so awesome to be here.
Yes, thank you. And I'll let you head off into your evening now, is it? Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. All
evening.
right. Thank you.
All right.
Okay.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. All right, you guys, that was incredible. So thank you so much if you've popped in throughout the day and checked out different speakers. And if you've been here the whole day, like I know some of you have. So thank you so much. And just sending lots of love to Kelsey and to her. Do you guys have anything that's come up for you? Any awareness? Pop into the chat anything, or you can unmute yourself if you want to. Bring in anything. Thank you. Yeah. So just grounding ourselves now as we like head off. We've heard from all of our speakers today, and I also have an offering that will be in the email that we send out with like a free 30-minute healing session with me, and then I also have my offering coming up as well, which is Ignite Your Feminine Flame of Magic Within, which is a 6-week program that will be more coming out about that in the email, just to follow on with all the incredible activations that we've had today and all this information that's coming through, just to have like this roll-on effect of like continuing to work on expanding ourselves in this field of like rebalancing ourselves. And if we're going where we're swinging on that pendulum, like Kelsey just mentioned, of if we've been in like a high masculine, if we're swinging to the opposite end of wanting to like submerge ourselves in this like deep feminine energy to really nurture ourselves back into balance, and finding ourselves back into a balanced system of energy, so we can bring our soft feminine energy into the world, and within this masculine energy of being more logical and getting stuff done and getting out there and doing things, but bringing our feminine energy with it. So Carly's got how much we are meant to listen to our intuition and strengthen for deeper purpose, understanding, peace, and love. Yeah, I love that. That's bringing that forward. And you want your sexuality feeling back. Yes. Right. It's like allowing that, and it gets shut down, right? Like, and that's what came up for me in Courtney's journey, was like that unwanted attention that we get. But it's like, fuck it, I want to be that as well, right? And I think that that's part of like what I was speaking about earlier with the reprogramming of ourselves and our self-concept around what we're bringing in, and that I only get attention that I want, right? Like when I express my fullest feminine energy and feel hot and feel sexy, that I get the attention that I want. There's the cat calling, that's not a thing. Like the attention that I get, it is wanted. And yes.
The ugly duckling feeling, right? That's I think a lot of things for women. And I was born into a masculine identity in a way.
Okay.
And I feel like I've had it's really interesting. And I don't know if it has to do with past lives or what, but I know there was a lot of held back for me. So today was awesome, because even talking about like, what if there's spiritual attachments that I need to get rid of, there's someone to help with that, or is it, nutrition based to help, adrenal glands and those things. And then it's like I want to keep learning about myself. Right. And that sexual feeling, touch, when we did that one, and it was like, touch me, I think they said 2 words. It's when she asked, it was a question. It was during meditation. It was like, touch me. It was like I hadn't been touched. It was really powerful.
Yeah. Wow. And that is like honoring the self and the body, and that we're here to have a human experience, and that touch is so important to connect with other people and to allow that for ourselves, right? So
it's safe now. And how do we crawl back out, and now with knowing with all the neurological components and modalities, it's just really great. And having that feminine essence, because that's that powered energy.
Yeah, definitely.
It is beautiful.
Accessing the different aspects with doing your gene keys and your human design and astrology, and just like integrating all those different parts, and having the forgiveness around yourself if you're not like fully,
or past, mothers went through hard times, and we weren't, it was hard to be a mom for a long time. It really was. So it's really good. So thank you. I've been feeling, listening, and then driving, like just listening and then popping, and I just made dinner. So it's really good.
Thank you. It's just been like part of the flow of your day, which has been amazing. Thank you so much. Oh, good. Amazing. Well, we might just do a grounding out meditation, just to ground all the knowledge and that we have received, all the activations, and then we can also separate out our energy as well. So just bringing your awareness back into the body and taking some deep breaths in, feeling yourself in your precious body and honoring everything that it does for us. Deep breaths into the belly. This beautiful sacral chakra energy. and allowing all the information that we've learned today, all the activations, the meditation, the visuals, the gifts, the messages, to continue integrating over the next few days, maybe up to a week, allowing this awareness to come in, the programming changing and shifts in our energy fields. This deep breath into allowing that process, and feeling the roots that Darcy brought in the beginning, coming down from our feet all the way down into the depths of the earth, through the underground rivers and crystal caves, just drawing those energetic roots from your feet deep down into the earth, and feeling the energy from Mother Gaia coming up into your body. And knowing that when you ground, this is like our refueling station, to ground every day, to draw energy up from the earth, from Mother Gaia, as Sandrine brought in for us, this wealth spring of energy for us as we have chosen to walk on the earth in these bodies, these avatars. This is our home that we've chosen in this body, just honoring it. Just feeling back into the temple space around you, the golden walls, the green floor, the amethyst in the center, the unconditional love radiating down on the space, fuchsia pink, swirling those colors again into your whole body, feeling them integrating through your chakras, maybe one color is more prominent again, maybe it's a different color from the beginning. Noticing as it swells through your body, that is what you need energetically right now. And pushing those colors out into your energetic field from your body, filling your aura, gold and green, the violet and the fuchsia swirling together, pushing the color out into your room, and if you can, into your home, your community, your town, your city, your country, and the world, connecting us all together in this web of divine feminine energy, igniting this feminine flame within. And just giving your body a hug and just really honoring what it does for us, sending gratitude for all the autonomic functions that just happen without us being aware. Gratitude for keeping us walking and moving and standing. Gratitude for the sleep cycles and everything that it's trying to do for us, and knowing that it's always working for the best and greatest harmony for our being at this time. Just bringing your awareness into how you're sitting in your chair, on the floor, feeling into your space around you, just tapping on your body. And separating out our energy today from the sacred space we've created here in this Ignite Your Magic portal, drawing your own energy back into yourself. And sending gratitude to all the guest speakers and everyone who checked in today for a short time or a long time. Everyone gained the wisdom that they need at this time as they're moving forward on their journey. And just flickering your eyelids open, just letting a little bit of light in. Thank you everyone for joining me today. Thank you so much. It's been such an incredible transformational period of time together, and yeah, what a journey we've been on through all the speakers. And if you managed to capture snippets today, really encouraging you to go back and watch the flow in the Facebook group. So yeah, there was some amazing through lines with the different speakers as well, with the synchronicities of the messages brought through. So thank you. I'm also offering on this Saturday coming, New Zealand time, so Friday in the States, a Oracle workshop. So that'll be coming out in the email as well. So keep an eye out for that. Jay's done the workshop before with me. So yeah, just really wanting to offer that again, bringing that in because I think it's such a powerful way to tap into our intuition and connecting with our guides using the Oracle cards there. So it's going to start at the same time as today. So 9 a.m. for me, 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So it'll be your Friday, 2 p.m. So 9 a.m. here for me in New Zealand. So thank you. If you guys want to unmute for a bit and just share anything that came up for you today before you head out, if anyone wants to, just allowing that space while I sip on the last of my tea.
I'm gonna head out here, so I'm gonna go to the beach. So just want to say that was really, really, really good.
Yes,
It was really exactly what felt that was calling today. And you know, confirmation for me is, I always love confirmation and witnessing, right? And so when alignments happen and there's, you know, it's a beautiful day. And yeah, thank you. It was well put together and really dynamic guests and super experts. I loved it.
Yes. Thank you so much, Carly. Thanks for coming in, and enjoy the beach energy and that. Yeah.
Well, okay, thank you. Bye, everybody else.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
Leave button. Bye.
Bye. Hey, Karen. Hey. All good. Well, thank you so much for coming in, you guys. And I'm going to sign off now, unless you guys want to say anything else. I'm going to sign off. All right.
I'll just say real quick how excited I am
Yeah.
at how many times the word divine feminine came up today.
Yeah.
And I've been working with that for like about 4 years now, and it's not, you know, a term that is used a lot.
Yeah.
It's nice to have the languaging coming around now.
Yes. Yeah, embracing our divine feminine, right? Saying it again, embracing that. Thank you for bringing that reminder as well. Amazing. All right. Well, they always say it's hard to end a good thing. So thank you so much, everyone. And yeah, look forward to seeing you if you can come to the Oracle workshop, and I'll post about that soon. All right. Thank you so much. Bye.
Thank you. Much love.
Much love. Bye. Mhm.